VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
Hello there, welcome on board. Welcome to People's Voice on VOP TV, where season stories shape the narrative. And of course, today we're dissecting a major story that is dominating the headline and sparking conversation across the nation. Police warns officers escorting VIPs now illegal. This particular situation has actually, been disturbing, the old so-called VIP for a while now, and I can't wait for us to actually, get into the show to dissect these conversations together. So what I want you to do for me is just to sit back, relax, and of course, enjoy today's edition of this particular, program. Join the conversation with experts inside and citizen perspective. Share your thoughts with us. I am Savior Udo. Let's look into other news stories with details. Politicians fueling banditry, insecurity in Nigeria, says Owolabi Salis. The chief Owolabi Salis, the 2019 governorship candidate of the Alliance for Democracy in Lagos State, has blamed politicians for the rising wave of banditry. He talked about that of kidnapping, the violence crimes in Nigeria. Okay, according to Salis, politicians are sponsoring thugs for political gains, which has contributed to country's insecurity. This particular one has been, overemphasized, and all we're just waiting for is for the government to actually, mention names or give us the list of, these people, because we keep saying it that our this insecurity that Nigeria is going through, okay, that we're facing in the country, is being sponsored by politicians. But we need names. We need names. And if you are a politician, or you feel that you now care about the Nigerians, it would be better that you mention these names. You can't tell us that you've been, in the corridors of power for a while, or, you've been in that particular round table of your colleagues or your counterparts as a politicians. You know what is going on. You know where our problem is, okay, and where our problem is coming from, all right? You know the position we are in, and of course, it's actually a state of emergency as regards to the security situation of the country, and our security architecture is being affected. Okay, so if you feel you care about the people, all we just have to do is call these names. Even if you want to say allegedly, okay, even if you want to say allegedly, okay, I'm calling this person, I'm calling that person, just give us names. Just give us names. And of course, from there, Nigerians will help you to amplify the whole situation. But not calling names and you're just saying it will still be based on speculation. Or of course, people would say you are just entitled to your opinion. We know all of this particular thing. We've been told all of this particular thing, but we need names. We need their sponsors. People who do not care about a common Nigeria. Do you know what we go through on a daily basis? Now we don't even think we're safe in Nigeria anymore, anywhere at all. Either be it in the south, the west, the east, the north. So if you know you have names, give us names. And it would help us to channel our actions towards that particular direction, okay? And away from that particular one, yes, it is Christmas season, and we have this particular one from the aviation system. Yuletide travel wars, okay? Local flight price soar above 300,000 naira. How did we get here? Domestic airfares in Nigeria have skyrocketed by 150% ahead of the Yuletide season, with prices on some routes exceeding 300,000. The surge is attributed to high demand, limited aircraft availability, and operational challenges. Aside from this particular one that the aviation system is saying that the surge is attributed to, when you say limited aircraft availability and all of that, I do not believe that. No, that's not it. This is not the first time, and this won't be the last time, okay, that we will be traveling during December. But if you notice, our airfare has been unnecessarily high for a while now. This is the same airfare that we started taking from 15,000, 18,000 naira, and it moved up to 22,000. And when it got to 22,000, we're like, oh, it's too much. But of course, at some point we adjusted, okay, 25, 33, 30, 33. It kept on going and on and off like that. And later it moved to 50. We were thinking that was the height of it. Okay, return tickets would be around, 100, 110, 120. At some point, it moved to 150. And this is not business class, economy. And now, places like Delta States in the south, the whole of East, they now go as far as 390 something thousand naira. Some are 330 something. Some are 340 something for just one-way flight, not return ticket, in December. And this surge is meant to start from the 11th, I believe, to the 28th of December. How? And of course, this is quite a very painful one, because as for some people that cannot afford the airfare, are not even safe to go on the road. Our roads are not safe anymore. So you start negotiating. Should I do a road trip that I'm not sure of to be abducted, or I just look for how to get money to pay for airfare? So for you to actually go back to your hometown, either in the south or in the north or in the west, in this December period, you're spending roughly 600,000 plus or 700,000 for a return ticket. No, that's way too high. That's way too high. And hopefully, I would like the Minister of Aviation, Ezekiel, to look into this particular one. And away from that particular one, there's been drama in the Ministry of Finance. Contractors block Finance Ministry over unpaid 500 billion naira debt. Hundreds of contractors under Indigenous Contractors Association of Nigeria, ICANN, have besieged the Federal Ministry of Finance in Abuja, demanding payment of over 500 billion owed for completed government projects. The contractors claim that despite multiple assurances from the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, no payment have been made. So because I've been privy to be in this particular, before now, we know that Nigeria has a particular, antecedent as regards to how they disburse payment to contractors, or when it comes to contracts in Nigeria, where they give a 40% for you to go start up to roll off, the contract, and later they give you maybe like 30 again or 25, and to let it just keep going on and all of that. But it became worse at some point, because some ministries would even tell you to go and start up with your own money. And some that would even try to give you 30% to go roll that particular contract, or 40%, for you to even come back after project has been completed to get your balance. It would be a tug of war. I think sometime last month, the Senate actually interceded for some other contractors. The House of Rep called on the federal government as regards to some of this particular situation. And here we are again for another particular contract that has been completed, yet money has not been released. But in the papers, you would see project was commissioned, payment was made, everything has been done, everything was flagged off, it was open, and that's it. Case closed. If case has been closed, yet money has not been disbursed, what is happening? Who should we hold accountable? They mentioned that they spoke to the minister of the minister Wale Edun, okay, and yet we're yet to even hear anything from him. He gave them an assurance, and yet we're not hearing anything. So please, the Minister of Finance, help these people, help them, help the contractors. They also have families, okay? And just like I mentioned, the Yuletide season, they also need to take care of their family. Some people actually go as far as taking loans from the bank, a loan facility, to actually fund some projects, some federal government contract, just because they know that as soon as they are done, they will be paid back and they would return it. And of course, they will take their percentage off. And now, loan is still there in the bank, dragging them here and there, and the federal government has not released their money. Someone has to be accountable. Someone has to be accountable. And let's go to the River State. 1,000 teachers. River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has approved the recall of 1,000 teachers recruited in 2023 to fill manpower gaps in public schools. The decision comes after criticism from the River State House of Assembly over poor learning conditions in schools. The revalidation exercise will hold on Wednesday at the River State Universal Basic Education Board office in Port Harcourt. Right, Fubara's administration has promised to prioritize teacher recruitment and address the state's education challenges. I actually read this particular news yesterday as regards to a part of it where the National Assembly actually called him out, and I asked that particular, disturbing question. Is there any problem in River State again between the executive arm and the legislative arm? We have to know. He said peace has been restored. He said everything is going on well. But the body language from the House of Assembly of River State is not actually giving us that particular, sign or that tone. So we need to understand what is going. Are they still in sync, or there is a problem somewhere, or agreement that was meant to be made, has been defaulted? All of this would actually unfold itself in the coming days. Let's move to mass defection of 1,500 PDP members as they actually joined the APC in Kebbi State. This is quite a serious blow for the People's Democratic Party. Over 1,500 members of the People's Democratic Party from Zuru Emirates in Kebbi State have defected to the All Progressive Congress. The defectors cited Governor Nasir Idris' performance and developmental achievements as reason for their decisions. The APC chairman assured the new members of equal treatment within the party. This mass defection is seen as a boost for the APC ahead of upcoming elections. Sincerely, PDP, if at all anything would happen to PDP, before 2027, I want you to go on record that I have been here, for months now, requesting and asking all the elder statesmen of PDP to shed their swords and come together to settle whatsoever grievances and go and meet all the aggrieved members instead of thinking that one person is better than the other. No matter how rude anybody is, how annoying anybody is, you cannot throw a child off with the bathwater, right? So if you know you still need that particular person, why don't you look for a way to settle? The person is not ready to leave the party. So keep the person, try and settle with the person. No matter what it takes, no matter how it feels, no matter the offer, okay, that he placed on the table to say, oh, this is what we want. If you cannot do this, just try. Sometimes we just have to, compromise. Sometimes we just have to overlook some things. The situation is even getting worse by the day. Are you aware that instead of the new PDP national chairperson to look for a way to settle, they decided to get a graphics designer to design a certificate of expulsion and you granted a press parley, and all you could do is to take up and read, oh, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, this is his own certificate of expulsion. Do you really need all of that? Why don't you all come together and settle that, settle your grievances and fix this party? Gradually, it is looking like one party state in Nigeria. Governors are all going. House of Rep members are all going. House of Assembly members are all going. Senators are going. Just imagine how you would feel in 2027 that from the state level, for them to keep singing your mandate song from the state to the federal level. What voice would the opposition party have? Is there anything that is too big to be settled? No, I don't think so. I just feel, except one is, filled with pride and unnecessary arrogance. That's the only way you would feel you can't settle something. This is actually a very, very, big punch to the PDP. 1,500 members from Kebbi State. I believe you know what this means. So it means you've naturally, let's forget whatsoever we want to say now. Naturally, PDP cannot win Kebbi State. 1,005. That is your own members, not the opposition's now. Not from ADC, but from PDP. Okay, let us go to the corridors of the new bride. That's what I'm calling them now, the NSCDC. Because the federal government is actually withdrawn, the police. So, of course, they told the VIPs to go to NSCDC. So, they are the new bride now. NSCDC has been really feeling themselves of late. NSCDC faces manpower shortage in VIP protection as regards to their rollout now. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, is struggling with manpower gaps as it prepares to take on an expanded role in very important persons protection. The Corps is facing pressure to meet the new demand following the withdrawal of 11,566 police officers from escort duties. Despite having specialized VIP protection units, the NSCDC is reviewing its internal structure to determine how to absorb the surge in VIP security responsibilities. Yes, I'm actually calling them the NSCDC because, of course, their corps commanders will start making more money now. And I believe you understand what I'm saying. So congratulations to them. Let's actually see how that particular one will roll. Maybe they would also open their portal to say they are recruiting as we speak, because the Nigerian Army is recruiting, the Navy, the Air Force, and of course the police have been given the task to recruit 50,000 new officers. So what else can we say? Let's just hope to hear from them in the coming days. So join the conversation. Kindly call the number 09044732605, 09044732605. Follow us on social media at VOBTV Live. You can use the hashtag People's Voice on VOBTV. And of course on YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV. Kindly hit the subscribe button and together we can make our voices heard. It is time for us to go on a quick break. As soon as we return, we'll be dissecting this conversation. Police want officers escorting VIPs now illegal. You don't go to a stay tuned, please. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the program. It is still People's Voice on VOP TV. All right, a quick one. We would like to go straight to this particular one. The police warns officers. Okay, the Nigerian police force has declared that any police officer found escorting very important persons will be arrested, citing the directive as illegal. According to the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, all officers previously attached to the VIP protection duties have been fully withdrawn. However, certain government officials, such as governors and judges, will retain police protection. This move aims to refocus police resources on critical law enforcement amid rising insecurity nationwide. We're now being joined by Mr. Elvis Elimihele, a journalist, political and public affairs analyst, a member of the Guild of Public Affairs Analysts of Nigeria. You're welcome on board, sir.
Thank you, Savior. Hi, Savior.
How was my day? I think that's a very serious question there, but I don't want to actually mention that on air, but it's been roller coaster, you know.
Yeah,
it's
the season.
And thank God we're here. So before we talk about this particular police situation, would you like to react to any of my news stories?
Yeah, I think I'm interested in that PDP matter.
The 1,005 members who actually left PDP in Kebbi?
Yes.
Okay.
And the expulsion.
Oh, okay.
The expulsion, that's where I'm really... I think the expulsion is a nice one, and it even came too late for me. There are, when there are moles that are designed, to destroy a setup, there is no amount of, olive branch you don't go at them that they will appreciate, because they are there for a reason, and that reason is that that particular setup must be destroyed. So that's what you see in those people that were expelled by the PDP. I think I'm not against it. My only grudge is that I even came too late. You don't nurture an enemy. So find a way to eliminate an enemy and move forward.
Mr. Harris, if I may ask you, who is the enemy? Who is the enemy of PDP?
The enemies of PDP.
Yeah.
It's obvious that these people that took up an arm against the political party that made them are enemies. They
didn't leave the party.
No, forget about it. It's better they leave than to hang on and be using their power, to destroy the leadership of the party. Look at when the issue of G5 came up.
Okay.
Since the issue of G5 came up to where we are today, PDP have never known peace.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Harris?
Go ahead.
Now, when you talk about the G5, don't forget that Sheyi Makinde was part of them.
Yes, but he retraced his footsteps. He retracted.
So who told you that the rest was not ready to retract their footsteps? And don't forget, it's not like the G5 actually did anything bad. They were only standing for a cause or for their right that was actually being ruled upon.
That was understandable.
Okay.
And immediately they ended that. The presidential election,
how did you know they ended that?
The 2023 election, ending what I'm saying, that the 2023 election has come and gone. So one expected that they have achieved their aim. Then they now talk of, okay, we have achieved our aim, we are successful. Let's now think of how to build the party. Then you still see them, in the trenches, thinking of how the party, how to scatter the party completely. Is that how it's done?
Mr. Harris, when you say the 2023 election was over, let's see how to rebuild the party.
Yes.
Don't forget that at the course of all of this particular situation, the other people, that's the likes of Okowa, the Atiku people, you understand, were not in sync with this particular G5. And all this G5 and their own people were saying was, this was totally wrong to still push a northerner to come in as our candidate.
That was understandable.
Okay.
The leadership of the PDP breached the understanding.
And afterwards, did any of the members of the PDP talk to the aggrieved members to actually calm them down?
There were so many dialogue moves that were made by the party that was truncated.
Okay, the dialogue, the one I can still remember, and I think you remember that one. The one that they went to Wike's place, his house in Abuja.
Yes, that's just one of them.
That's one of them, yes. And Wike said, if we are to rebuild the party, this person needs to step down. This person needs to be removed. We have to recheck the National Working Committee again. So what stopped them from rebuilding the party in the right direction?
What is rebuilding the party? You have to, stepping down, you have to organize a national convention. The national convention was going to come up. The national convention was going to get the leadership of the party on track. And that was what was scheduled for Ibadan, the Ibadan convention. Before you know, they started going to court. Before you know, all of them started regrouping.
Mr. Ivis.
The convention has to come up for a new leadership to come up.
The convention has to come up. But you would agree with me that for everything that the G5 requested, that these people that actually stole their own mandate, if I'm permitted to use that word, were meant to do, they never met up one. Instead, they went back again, throwing tantrums at the likes of Wike and the G5. Sheyi Makinde only left the G5
If you
because he is ambitious now.
No, everybody, I mean, I
hope you are aware.
Every human being can be ambitious. This is right. Let me tell you, if you want, peace to reign in your party, a party that have built you, you've become governor in that party for 8 years, you've become minister first time as that party, a party that have given you such opportunity, if you actually want peace, you discover that every press conference it has, that PDP matter is always one of the major topics he used to castigate all the
no.
Where has the peace been coming from?
No, Mr. Davis, I am not making a case for the G5. Neither am I making a case for Wike.
I'm not making a case for PDP.
Okay.
But I'm saying
but you know what?
You don't dine with somebody that just want to.
But you know what? Of course, you know us as a broadcast journalist, for example, we go for a media parley.
Yes.
We would ask sensitive questions. So whenever Wike grants a media parley, usually they ask him about the PDP state and the situation. But don't forget, Wike is not always going after the party. Instead, he usually call on the person of Atiku. And that of every other person that are behind Atiku.
As Atiku not left the party.
Okay, so after Atiku left.
Atiku left the party. Then why still the grounds that Wike does not want PDP to survive? After Atiku left,
he told them, he said he was ready to settle. Let them do what they have to do, the right thing.
The next move he made was to bring in Ayahu, and Ayahu has already gone to contest for the governorship of his state. He brought him back as secretary of the party and still made Ayahu now to become another mole with him to start the party.
Is it bad for Ayahu to be the national secretary?
Well, I don't know what the constitution says, but he stepped aside to go and contest for Imo State governorship election.
Is this the first time you see
and the PDP did so well and said, okay, now that Ayahu has stepped aside for Imo State governorship election, let the Southeast still bring somebody that will fill up that office. They brought what's this man's name? They brought somebody from the Southeast,
okay,
who was an Enugu person to fill up that seat. But before you know, Wike and Ayahu went to court and said Ayahu must be back again to the seat he left to contest for. Supposing he won the governorship election. Have you thought of that?
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Your Senate president, did he step down for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or not? At their primaries?
He stepped down.
He stepped down. Meaning that I'm coming. No, I'm coming. I'm coming. Just like it's your Nigeria. Don't. You can't call it. You can't call it wrong for one person and not call it. I'm coming.
Is the PDP constitution and APC constitution? Are they the same?
You can't call wrong for one person and not call. I hope you know that naturally it is wrong in Nigeria that someone stepped down as a presidential candidate of a party in primaries. He does not have the ticket as a senatorial district yet. How did he become the senator?
Savior, what you are saying now is that.
So if Ayahu's situation looks alike, so why are you complaining here?
Is that once one wrong is made somewhere, we must dwell on it. The Bible says, "Shall we continue in sin for peace to abound?" He says, "No, you cannot continue when one wrong is made." Why is that 10th Senate not popular today? Is the 10th Senate popular among Nigerians today? Because we have seen the way the makeup of the 10th Senate came about. So nobody is
celebrating. Ahmad Lawal, the former Senate president, same thing happened. Don't forget.
Nobody is celebrating.
He contested.
That's why I'm saying that this present 10th Senate, is it popular? Can you compare it to 8th Senate when we have Bukola Saraki as the Senate president?
Yeah.
It's Nigeria talking about the good image of 10th Senate today. And of course, because we know the concussion, the way they were made up.
You know, we have actually missed the reps, when Dogara was there.
When Dogara was there, when Bukola Saraki was there, you see robust debate. Today are they celebrated today? We should not copy such things.
Okay.
Once you are wrong somewhere, let the penalty be meted. That's what is happening in Nigeria today. That everybody have decided to just become a mole in government because there are no sanctions, there are no deterrents, there are no penalties. So penalty must be meted at a particular point. You are a father. Even in your home, you met penalties where necessary. I think I love the expulsion. Even came too late.
But don't forget that the Wike faction also expelled them from the party.
They have already expelled. They are no more. Those are just like dragging back what is. Wike is just like a bull in a China shop in PDP. So he has been expelled. So that matter. We are not even supposed to discuss it any longer.
For us to round up this particular conversation, so we can go back to the main conversation. So what you're saying now is that even when a court, you said we should be doing the right thing in the country,
yes,
as regards to the political sector,
absolutely,
right? Now, even when a court sitting in Abuja has actually ruled against the convention. The same party went ahead to conduct that convention,
Yes.
By Seyi Makinde requesting his own judge in the state.
Seyi Makinde is not,
to override.
Seyi Makinde does not have a judge. It's National Judicial Council that have judges.
Okay.
Jurisdiction matters. And the Ibadan court has the jurisdiction over that matter. And
really?
the judge said, go ahead. So let them go and sort that matter out in the court. It is not for you and I to discuss here.
Even when INEC was not there?
INEC is May. It's not compulsory. Go and read the Electoral Act. INEC May.
There has to be observers.
21 days to.
There has to be observers.
What the law says, what the Electoral Act says, that 21 days to the convention, you must invite INEC and tell them this is what to do. 21 days.
And they invited
and INEC acknowledged it.
INEC acknowledged, but they didn't attend because the court has actually ruled against that particular convention.
So when INEC acknowledged it, which means INEC is aware that a convention of that nature is going to take place. So
it is also safe to say that convention was illegal.
No, we cannot say it here. Let the court do its job. Let the court do its job.
So we would actually hear what the court has to say.
Yes.
I love the heat in the studio already.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We have to tell ourselves the truth. The truth must prevail at a certain level, at a certain time in life.
Okay, so Mr. Elvis, let's come to the police quarters now. Yeah. All right. When I read the news 3 days ago, I was really not happy as regards to what the spokesperson told us. You are now asking Nigerians that wherever we see your police officers with the VIPs, we should report so that particular police will be arrested. And my question, are we to do their job? Do they not have a body that should regulate every implementation in that particular force? Why should I be the one? Oh, now you want me to do your job because you say my police is my friend. But when it comes to other situations, the same police can be used against me, but it's just a question. Why should it be us? Why should they mention us to do the job for them?
Well, Savior.
They have a unit.
Well, Savior, policing policing job is for everybody.
No, it's for everybody, yes. But not about their own force.
Why did this law came up in the first instance? The law came up as a result of the insecurity we are going through in Nigeria today.
Yeah.
The federal government believes that, okay, we don't have more boots on ground, especially in the armed forces, police force.
Yeah.
So let's withdraw the police from the VIP and let them face the operational service that actually they are employed for. Good. It's a good one. I love it.
Which we love, yes.
Yes, I love that. Then we have seen that IG said, oh, they withdrawn 11,566. But Nigerians said it's more than that. That are with the VIP.
Extremely more than.
Extremely, because I think I read a report from one of the foreign newspapers that says 800 and something.
Yeah.
So we now said no, it's more than that. We need to know those that are still having some of these VIP that the police is like shielding. That's why the PRO came up and said, okay, we have done our own side. If you feel you are not satisfied with the number that we told you, 11,566. Let us know more. If you see any VIP be escorted by the police, report to us. Then that police officer will be arrested. Then they said, but there are some statutory persons that are entitled to.
Okay.
Yes, the governors and the judges and all that. Yes, we know. Those ones are. So, even in the watch out for, having somebody to report to the police, be careful that you are not telling the police authority that maybe you saw a policeman with a judge. You don't know whether it's a judge or a magistrate or whatever. Yeah. Then you go and report wrongly. So you have to watch out. But the right thing has to be done. The right thing is that the so-called VIPs, the president gave them a soft landing. I said you can still pick your protection from
the NSCDC.
For NSCDC, that's the civil defense, which was a good one. At least it didn't leave them bare. But you and I, have you ever had protection? Do you even have anywhere to pick from?
It is the one that is protecting us.
Even the private security, can you afford it? These people can afford the private security services. They still have NSCDC to pick from. I think that's enough for them. So you and I, if we are traveling or we are embarking on any journey, we go to our churches and go and do fasting and prayer for the journey. But because we believe that we don't have the security, the nation cannot protect us. So the level as it is, if you see any infraction on what the police spokesperson who then has said, feel free, snap picture, but you have to do your investigation, whether this person is legitimately legalized to have a police protection or not. If not, I mean, we should join the police to actually police this very policy from the president and see how it will push us forward. Because the VIP has demeaned the police so much that we see now policemen carrying handbags of their wives in the supermarket, in marketplaces, and in parties. Police opening doors for their wives. Is that what they were trained for? Your own tax money and my own tax money were used to train these police and used to pay them monthly, maintain that police service. But it's serving few people. They're not serving us. So the president has said, no, let them be withdrawn. Let them come and face their responsibility, the duties for which they were employed for. So I thank God they also said that they are going to be retrained so that they can be posted into police unit to do the functional job, operational job that they were recruited for. This is a good one.
Mr. Evans, that was a wonderful submission. But let me bring it to a particular, where I want us to dissect something. The police force has the data.
Yeah.
They know all the personnel in the police force.
They know.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, that's the reason why for every IG that comes into power, to that position, in the next 72 hours, their first decree is always, we are withdrawing all policemen from VIPs,
yes.
so that those VIPs will quickly reach out
and come and settle ground.
And of course, we call it retainership.
To also sell himself into them.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Evis, I love facts and figures. I love where we get to do things, professionally. Data is important. Yeah. And I love the fact that we've seen it work in other climes. But why is Nigeria acting as if we don't know all of these things? We are a very intelligent people. We know what is right. So, you are asking us to help you go round. That's why I'm against this. You're asking us to help you go round, should in case we see any police officer with VIPs. You have all the list of police personnel. One, you have all the names of every ASP. The new ones that has been, welcomed in now. I think the president went, in Kano. We saw it. That's the new cadets. Now, the ones that have been there before, we have all their lists. How did they do general promotion? A friend of mine also was promoted in the same year, in the last batch of promotion. And guess what? His name was in 990 something. 900 something. That's where his name was. They had to take their time to check before we started celebrating. Now let us get to where I'm going to. You have all the names of every DPOs in every division in Nigeria.
Area commanders.
Area commanders, you have them. Right? So, area commanders and the DPOs are responsible for sending any police person to either escort any VIP to go for a particular party. And now the state command of every state, the 30 states of Nigeria, including the FCT, have the data of every VIP in that state. Be it the new Yahoo boys that also collect police officers to guide them. So if you have actually mentioned to us that you have, withdrawn everybody, go through your list. For example, this is VOP Media. Is it possible for the GM of this station, the chairman of this organization, the HR of this organization, to say he doesn't know all the staff? Is it possible? We have our stations everywhere. Who is recruiting them in all those outstations? Mr. Ives, why are we making this look so difficult?
No, it's not difficult.
So if you say that you want them to be withdrawn, withdraw your people. Anybody that decide not to come back to base, come back to their division, you relieve them of the duty. Because some people, of course, we know that they are enjoying the VIP more than the service. Why is it difficult? But of course, let us talk about the policy implications. What are the implications of this policy on VIP security in Nigeria? And of course, how will this policy affect the relationship between government officials and the police?
No, the government spelled out this policy so well that
Your senators are crying already.
no, they don't need to cry. I think
They said their life is at risk.
this is even why I'm happy about it. If they can tell you that their life is at risk, they've forgotten the life of the people that voted them from their respective constituency, whose life have been on risk ever since. Just because of this pronouncement of less than 1 week, their life is at risk. They have forgotten that people voted them, and these people have never had protection in their lives. They have never had. So let them also feel the brunt that means your people know that you are doing well. For those of them who are not doing well, who have become visiting legislators, their life must be at risk. And such persons are the ones that these policies now have come to unearth. And we are happy about it. Because some of them, they win election. Immediately they finish winning that election, they buy tinted vehicle, bulletproof, and they seal up. They don't remember that people voted them. In whatever form, whether the election is credible or not, at least votes were counted. People went to polling booths. Then now, the policy has been removed now. Okay, now that you say you are popular within your people, that's why you were voted into power. Go back and show yourself to the people now. Let me tell you, we once have a legislator in my place that whenever he's coming home, he will tell his security to go back home until he finishes with his people before they come back. As soon as he gets into my town, the people protect him. He doesn't bring police protection home, NSCDC and all, whatever. He doesn't bring them home. As soon as he comes in, the news goes round. The youths are ready to do whatever protection that he needs. If I don't need protection, this man is free with the people because he was doing the bidding of people. The people love him. If you cannot do that, and now you are crying foul that security have been withdrawn, face the branch that the people who voted you people are facing over the years that you never recognize. You are hiding in Abuja. You think Abuja is your home? Abuja is not your home. You are only elected to be in Abuja for just 4 years. But you have made it a home. Then in the next 4 years, you now come with all the security paraphernalia and come and oppress your people and intimidate them. And you buy your vote in and go back to Abuja. No. Come back home now and show yourself. This is youth-type period. We want them to visit their people now and show their popularity before their people.
Okay, let's look at broader implications. What are the potential implications for the Nigerian economy and, of course, as regards to this whole situation? How might this policy affect the public perception of government and security agencies?
It's a good one. If the people are adequately protected, the police does its job as expected, security will be restored to some extent. And you know, when security is restored, economy will naturally boom. Economy will boom. You don't even go out to go and tell people, come and invest in my country.
But the
people know what is going on in your country, because the world is a global village today now. They know what is going on in your country. So this one that they say president is flying abroad, foreign direct investors, is wasting of time. Has it not leaked out now? Has it not, all the 2 years plus he has been flying abroad now, has it not leaked out? Are you not seeing the resurgence of the insurgency now, how it has thrown Nigeria into? Who is that credible investor now that will be interested in coming to Nigeria within this period now to say, I want to come and put my money in Nigeria? Until these things are cleared. If it's not clear, forget about it. So that's why you see some of these actions have been taken. And the government, Nigeria wants investors. We want foreign investors, both local and foreign. And so we have to tackle this insecurity. By the time we tackle this insecurity, people will naturally be interested in, let me go to that country and put my money down there. No investor will come and put his money in a country where he himself is not secure, his staff are not secure, and the so-called earned money that he's bringing in is not secured. So there are so many things. Apart from this insecurity matter, the federal government should also look at judiciary, how to sanitize it. I know it's not part of our discussion here, it's for another day, but they have to also look at, because any investor coming in, you have to know, well, can I get justice in that country if my investment is having issues? These are issues. So tackle insecurity and tackle this corruption in the judiciary. I thank God that the president made mention of it that day in that judges conference. In the right perspective, no investor will put his money into this nation. Okay,
so since you decided to toe that particular way, let me quickly build up as regards to that. Let me bring you up to speed as regards to what you just mentioned. You talked about judiciary.
Yes.
We all hope and, praying that we have a good judicial system in Nigeria. But you talked about the president going to the judges' conference that he actually opened for 2025. Did you actually see when he stood up from his seat? Yeah. Walking to the podium?
We heard the popular mandate song.
That's the judges that you want these investors to actually...
Those are the things I'm telling you now that they are wrong. If the president is sincere enough, those kind of things are not supposed. This is another arm of government.
Don't forget that the PDP, let me also bring you up to speed. the same PDP wrote to the Federal High Court and they said, we don't want all our cases to be directed to
one particular judge.
One particular judge,
Yes.
which the judge has a name.
Yeah.
Because the judge is, allegedly, being marked for Wiki.
Yes, we know.
You know.
We know.
And you still want you still want the same federal government to do something about the judiciary.
That's why I said if the president is sincere.
Mr. Ivis, I'm not done.
If he's sincere enough, what he told us that day that the judicial arm of government is not for sale.
Okay.
And is also the highest bidder, he should go a step further. We have seen now that he's withdrawing the police from the VIP. This is what led to it.
Yeah.
To this. If you can step on the stole of the VIPs, which are made up of all arm of government, both executive arm and legislative arm and all that, then also go further and find a way to genuinely sanitize the judicial system. Because the problem we have in Nigeria today is that by the time we say our elections are not free and fair, everybody will say, okay, let us look onto the judiciary to see whether they will redeem it. Judiciary will not come and pour oil on the troubled water. We will not get from fry pan to fire. So if the judiciary is actually sanitized, then even if we don't have a free and fair election at the pool, we get to the judiciary and the judiciary can say, okay, this is what this is how it's supposed to be. Then people will begin to take Nigeria serious.
Okay.
But a situation where from electoral act, from the electoral system to the judiciary, the people don't have a say. It's an aberration in democracy.
Okay. So let me finalize my conversation as bringing you up to speed. Your vice president mentioned a statement in one of the conferences he actually attended. He said, I want a situation where the executive and the legislators are, in cooperation. Now, Mr. Elvis, he went further to say that where they can work together, to see how to build a nation. I know he was only talking about the good part, but don't forget that we have a rubber stamp legislators.
This 10th National Assembly.
Now, not only that, the same executives are buying SUVs for your judges and your judiciaries.
Those are the things we are telling you.
Building houses.
Yes, those are the things we are saying they are wrong.
And how will you now end it today? This one man that we're talking about, Wiki, he did it in Rivers. Now he's doing it in Abuja.
Yeah, he's doing it in Abuja.
And it's not going to stop there.
We are going to end it. Ending it.
So many governments are doing it in different
through
states.
this speaking and through this advocacy. Speaking and reminding them.
Okay. So since you actually mentioned that, hopefully, that you wanted to also get to the part of judiciary.
Yes.
Someday,
let's begin to clean the slates. Gradually.
But talking about cleaning of slates, let's talk about implementation, of course, effectiveness. What metrics or indicators will be used to measure the success of this policy as regards to withdrawing Nigerian police from VIP?
They have given us assignment that if we see any VIP being escorted on the street, we should let them know. So because they gave us assignment, we are also going to set up our apparatus to see how successful it is. By the time we see that you and I cannot drive, we are still hearing those sirens and police blaring sirens, escorting one man, then we know that it's not successful. Let's just give them in another 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks, 1 month. We'll be able to start appraising this thing and see that is it really successful? Are we seeing more or has it reduced? So the people are still going to give their own judgment concerning this policy, and we'll still be here, Savior, in the studio to analyze it. They told us a month ago or 3 months ago that VIP police must have been withdrawn from VIP, but we are even seeing more now. So let us be on the watch out so that we can be like the police to the police this time around.
I love that particular statement. So in closing, I'll be using that word. Let us be the police to the police.
Yes, the people must be the police to the police now because they've given us assignment.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Elvis Alimi, a journalist, of course, a political and public affairs analyst, a member of the Guide of Public Affairs Analysts of Nigeria. Thank you so much for always coming on board. Of course, I will see you again next week, Wednesday. Right. And I love the 8 in the studio, but it's so painful that we're pressed for time and I can't actually go out, farther than this. We just have to run off this conversation. But just like Mr. Elvis said, let us be the police to the police this time around. They've given us this particular responsibility to also help them to look out for, this particular policy. They want this policy to stand. They want it to work. That's why they're asking us to do that, okay? Regardless of whatsoever situation or your anger with the Nigerian police, please just help them to let this policy work, okay? If you see any police officer, try and do your investigation first. Who is the person this police person is following? And if this person is not part of the people that were meant to be exempted from that particular withdrawal, then you actually, blow your whistle to the police force, and they will take it up from there. But don't forget that the views and opinion expressed by our analysts, of course, are solely their own and do not reflect that of VOP Media. If you love the world of sports, I'd like you to stay put to enjoy Locker Room with the next guys, okay, that will be coming up here to talk about sports. And of course, Barcelona did that wonderful one yesterday after losing that particular penalty. But of course, they will give you more conversation as regards to that particular one. Don't give up because it is not over. Tough time doesn't last, but tough will do last. Whatsoever you're facing will soon be over, and you will definitely smile again. My name remains Savior Udo. Have a good evening rest.